This is an introduction to / review of polynomials. And the first thing to talk about is how many terms there are in a polynomial. So the terms are the expressions that are separated by plus and or a minus. So for instance, in this polynomial here, these are individual terms. That's one of them. This is one of them. So we say separated by, but in fact the sign is a part of this term. And this is the last one. So the terms here are 2y squared, negative 3y, and positive 4. So we notice that even though the minus and the plus are included when we circle up the term, it's the pluses and minus that signal to us that there is going to be more than one. Okay, so some examples of what it looks like for a polynomial to have one term. They can just be a constant, they can be a coefficient with the variable, there can be a sign in front, the variable can have an exponent. All of that is considered one term. And in fact, even if there are multiple variables, if they are all stuck together, not separated by a plus or minus, that is all considered one term. So to be considered two terms, you have to have a separation of a sign itself. So having that sign in front, because there was nothing else, did not make it an additional term. Okay, so that's how that works. Note that if something is inside a set of brackets, that whole thing is considered to be one term. All right, so if you'd like to try, I'm just going to go right to the answers, but if you want to try this, you can pause. It says count the number of terms, so I'll just quickly go through this. This one has 3 terms. This one only has 1 term. I did not give you a chance to pause. This one here has a total of 2 terms. All of this is considered 1. This is considered 1 as well. And here again, if you want to pause and give it a try, this has a total of 2 terms because that bracket and the sign in front of it counts as one single term. Okay, so the names of polynomials are based on how many terms they have. You may have heard those terms like monomial, binomial, trinomial, and those are the terms that we're going to use. Beyond that, anything that has more than 3 is just called a polynomial. Those are the names that we'll be using. They will come up. So if you want to pause for a minute and check these out, see if you know the answers to what they're named. I'm just going to quickly put them all up. You can test out to see how smart you are, how correct you were. Here's some more if you want to try. You want to pause and see if you can name them out. And the last couple of things to talk about, important terms that you're going to need. One of them is called the degree. And the degree refers to a specific term. Each term will have its own degree. And the degree is the sum, which means addition, of all of the exponents on all of the variables in that term. So for instance, this term has a total sum of 2 when you're adding up the exponents. So that's a degree 2. The degree of this, and again, we only count the variables, not the coefficients. The total degree there is, if you want to pause and see if you can figure it out, the answer is 3. And if there are 2 variables, we're looking for the sum of the variables. So here, the degree is the sum of these 2. It is 5. And if you want to check this one out, you can sort of see there's a hidden 1 there. There's no exponent. It's a 1, and that means that the degree of this is 1. In this case, again, when I add that 1, this is a total of 6. So if you want to try these, I'll put the answers up in a second if you want to pause. This one is 2. This one here, you may have seen the answer. If there's no variable at all, that's considered to be degree 0. And this one here is degree 3. All right, so next, there's a typo there, but the order of a polynomial is the same as the highest degree of an individual term. So if you're looking for the order of the entire polynomial, so this has degree 2, this has degree 0. The order of this is 2. It's just the highest one. It's not the sum, it's just the highest. So we look at the degree of each of the following, and then the order of that entire expression is just the highest one. If you want to give this one a try, the degree of each one, and then the order is the highest degree. In this case, the order of this polynomial is 2. This one would be 1. And again, if you want to pause and give this one a try, the order of this one is 5. And last thing is a convention. Whenever you write a polynomial, it should be written in decreasing order with respect to the degree of the terms. That means that a proper polynomial should be written like this, where the highest degree term is first, and that's a convention that we will follow. And that's it for the introduction to polynomials.